Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, subscribe, hete.
Facetv Muswobi.
I've seen that people have come out to vote, and the election was peaceful, has even been evidenced by some of the observers, including the one from America. With the election results, as it's rolling in, it speaks for itself. Let's compare the election result to that of 2015. It's almost the same thing, with the exception of Rivers State, where we have excess of 1 million, which is not there now. On the opposition reaction, yes, as human being, everyone has selfish motive in everything they do. They believe that they can. We have the court of law. If they have enough evidence, let the court judge. If not, then any decision of the court will be the final. Concerning that of the ministers, the president is the best person to take the decision. They have worked with him. Going by the development around, we cannot. We can say something about a particular person. The president may see good thing in that person. So I think it's left for him. But our own is that the best person should be put in the particular cabinet, the best hands. To me, we are in better hands.
A lawyer, but from the layman's point of view, if we ask ourselves this question, was the election free and fair? We as citizens of this country should be able to answer that question. We saw what happened, where an INEC officer came out to say the governor held her hostage, compelling her to announce an election result, which is false. We saw a situation, videos of military and police hijacking ballot buses. We saw where some people were disenfranchised. A whole local government, no electoral material, they were not allowed to vote. Well, in law, everything has its own technicality. It is left for my learned people to be able to thrash it out in the law court. But from the layman's point of view, I see a lot of the election wasn't free and fair. As an individual, it wasn't free and fair. Look at what happened in Okota. We are a whole village, how many wards? We are disenfranchised. If you mentioned, go to most of the states, and there are issues where they are saying the result announced by INEC is different from what the party agents, the international observers have. So it is better for them to go to court. Nobody is asking for war. The court is a place where you go if you are aggrieved. You go there and state your point. And it is now left for people in the law court to look at the technicalities of what they are presenting and be able to look at it. But is our judiciary free and fair? A situation, we anticipated this when the CJN was removed in an ungodly manner. You see, there are procedures of removing CJN of a country. This is to tell you that there is an interior motive behind the removal of the CJN. Are you getting my point? Otherwise, nobody is saying that CJN is not corrupt or is corrupt. Anybody that is corrupt, there are procedures you follow to remove that person from office. The National Judicial Council is a body that will regulate what most of these people do. Were they carried along? A lot of impunity is in the country. The people's mandate, the people's vote does not count anymore. That is the fear. So as an individual, you are asking me that question, is the election free and fair? As an individual, I will tell you, no, it wasn't free and fair. But it is left for the court to say, yes, it is free or it is not free. So that is what I can say about that. If you are asking me my advice to President Muhammadu Buhari, if we will continue a second term, The truth is that a tree cannot make a forest. From his 4 years in office, they performed badly. The economy is in a shambles. How can a country tell you for 3-6 months you cannot withdraw dollar from your domiciliary account? After 3-4 months, they say you can withdraw dollar from your domiciliary account. As a businessman, you travel outside the country, you pay for 10 containers, the white man give you 20 containers. You come down here, after selling your 20 containers, you need to remit money back to him for the credit he has given to you. You cannot get dollar from CBN to pay back the containers you have imported. What effect will it have on your economy? You cannot start experimenting with this country. Nigeria is too big to start experimenting. Those advising Mr. President, I think they have failed as individuals. Because if for 6 months or 3 months you can't withdraw dollar from your domiciliary account, you can't pay dollar into your domiciliary account, it destroyed the economy. But some people don't seem to understand. I'm only giving you an instance. Are you getting my point? There are certain policies that this administration took that help to destroy the economy. It is not only corruption that is destroying the economy. Main corruption was there. A bag of rice was 7,500. Now that you are fighting corruption and the economy is completely destroyed, a bag of rice is now 20-something thousand naira. You see that it is not all about corruption. It's not all about corruption fighting. Yes, corruption has eaten deep into our system. We need to sanitize the system. Those working with Mr. President, are they free from corruption? Those working with Mr. President, are they free from corruption? If you want to tell me you want to fight corruption, it should be a holistic approach. You don't do it selectively. You are fighting the opposition and you say you are fighting corruption. To me, I don't think it's corruption. We come to a point where the Secretary to Federal Government was found in an act of corruption, awarding contract to his own company. And transaction alert, the company is paying money, he awarded contract, paying money into his account. The National Assembly insisted this man is corrupt. The presidency came out to defend this man that is not corrupt. Not until so much pressure was mounted before he was asked to step down. Today, what has happened? Mr. President might be a nice man, he might be a good man, according to some people. Really, this country is not whether you are nice or good. Do you have what it takes? If you don't have what it takes, you can't perform. Nigeria is too big a fish to be caught in a shallow pond. You need to have the brain, you have to what it takes to be able to run a country. Now we are talking about insurgency. The security situation in the country. How do you look at it? If the military can come out to tell us how many soldiers have been killed for the past 3 years, you will not believe it. So, my brother, Nigeria is, well, Mr. President must have been trying his best, but his best is lacking. It's not good enough. To be sincere, even to rule your family, to manage your family is a big problem. Managing of your age grade and village meeting is a big problem. Talk less of managing Nigeria. It is not something you leave in the hands of one individual. And if you have wrong advisors, he can't perform miracle. He's an old man. There is little or nothing he can do. Definitely, as Mr. President, he needs to rely a lot on advisors. But if the advisors are not good, and you don't make your appointment based on this man is from my village, everybody must be a Fulani before you appoint him. Do they have what it takes to deliver? Look, we have a lot of intellectuals who can do this work better. Yes, you are Mr. President, but you might not be good in economy. You might not be good in agriculture. You might not be good in security issues. You need to bring people that are very good in those areas to be able to give you good advice so that you can perform. If you choose the wrong, now, if you are going to farm work now, instead of carrying machete, you go and carry shovel. Something that you need machete to cut grass, and do you think you perform well? So, if he is to go for second term, I think he should look at the caliber of people he will appoint as advisors, ministers. because these are the people that are destroying the system. But whether it is a minister or his advisor, it's Mr. President we know, because he's the one we elected.
And say concerning the election for my own zone, how the election was taking place, everything was free and fair. But on the news, when I was hearing other states are being captured by militaries and other thugs to come and arrest them and remove ballot paper, can I still call that one free and fair? Though it wasn't my present, but I watched it on news. That is one. Then two, my pain was that the whole nation was not announced clearly to know who win or who did not win before President Buhari was declared as a winner. We are 36 states or 37, including the capital cities, the capital city. But we only announced about 12 or 13, remaining others. So I don't see any truth here on my own point of view. Other states, we don't know what happened to them. There was no result there. Is that what we mean? That is what I'm still saying about the counting of the election. That is the winner. Then he also asked about the minister. Now he has won. Nobody can challenge him because he's already our president. You know, appointment of ministers these days, sometimes it comes because of what do you call it? That is political appointments. And this political appointment is what is killing Nigeria even till date. Political appointment, someone that is not fit. We just appoint him, we appoint him because he's my brother, he's my person, he's my in-law, he's someone who I know. It does not make things to move well, because a driver that does not know how to drive will not ever know how to drive. You must learn how to drive and have a driving license before you can drive. But in this case, we need to watch people who are qualified, what they have performed, their level of education, what they have done with the degree that they have received. It's not being just graduated from master, PhD. What have you done with it before you will come and say, I want to be this, I want to be this? So we need to look into their background before they are be appointed as a minister. That is what I have.
Mr. Atiku is going to court. We shall thank Mr. President. I think that for me is a wasting of time, because let's consider North itself. Two of them are from the North, and considering their popularity of Mr. Atiku compared to Mr. Buhari, Atiku, to me, I will see him as a baby compared to Buhari in the North. So that alone shows that Atiku cannot beat Buhari in this election. So going to the court is just wasting of time. Then talking about the cabinet or what? Although they have been trying their best. I know they have not been at their peak, so you can just shuffle the cabinet. Anyone that is not doing well, you can shank them or transfer them to a ministry where they can perform very well.
Okay, in terms of presidential elections that passed on, it was a free and fair election. I understand. I want Atiku at Bakaja, he should just concede the defeat. Understand? It doesn't mean that if he falls today, we will not rise tomorrow. In 2023, he can become a president. Just consider the defeat and work with President Mohamed Buhari, our new president now. And I'm advised to my new president at Mohamed Buhari is that new cabinet that I want to appoint. Let him appoint the integrity people into the cabinet. You should not appoint those people that they are corrupt. Because those ministers now that they appoint, those ministers now, those ministers now, that most of them, some of them, like Minister of Communication now, is not the person that went to NYSC. Minister of Finance is not that went to NYSC. The next government, the next cabinet that will be appointed now, let you be careful. Choose the right minister. You should not rush. Let you take his time, everything before you appoint a new cabinet. Understand? And I wish him best of luck in next coming up in May 29. I wish that in government will be a favor for us. Will be a time of favor blessing to the government of Nigeria.
You know, them going to courts or not going to courts is not the issue. My own fact is let the will of God be done. And my advice to President Buhari is that he should not let Nigerians down. Though we came to the fact that the election was rigged, so it's now in his own best interest to prove to Nigerians that yes, of a truth, he actually won. And you know, to meet up with the needs of the Nigerians, to prove people wrong. You know, I believe it is the wish of God that he is there. No man, you know, has the autonomous power. That's just all I have to say.
Concerning the PDP and Atiku, I don't think there will be anything negative coming out from them, because there's nothing they can do. Because Buhari have won out, have already won. And again, for them to challenge Buhari for the election, maybe they say maybe read it or something like that, they cannot win. They cannot be victorious in the court of law, because that one is not possible. They can't win. And concerning those people that was in the cabinet, I don't think there's nothing wrong with them. And those people that they are coming again, we don't think, I think maybe they will do well. We are counting on them. So that is what I have to say.
PDP to go to court of law to seek for to seek for justice. I think PDP is supposed to win the election. From what we've seen so far, from the polling units, from the polling stations, we saw some act of violence from the ruling party per se. Because from the report we've gotten so far, described as some people, unknown people, came to polling station where PDP is supposed to have won and make a violence. So indeed, I think if PDP go to court, I think they might get the victory. But if they couldn't, my advice to President Buhari is to look inside the problem of Nigeria per today, the insecurity, his cabinet, the way he shuffles his cabinet, so that every region in Nigeria will have a say to the national level. We have representatives to the national level. If happen that Muhammad Buhari continues the leadership from May 29.
I really see that election say no problem, because people like President Muhammad Buhari, as he do this government for peaceful and distant election, because no fight, no anything. The time where Atiku did there, he used 8 years with President Olusegun Obasanjo with no problem. And this government now, so far I say corruption did this country too much. People don't like PDP again. So now APC now people like. Now Muhammadu Buhari, now he just enter, make you know even say Atiku dey provoke himself, say he won't go court. He don't enter already. So no wahala for that one. And no problem for that election. Now he no go win. He no go win by the grace of, because this country now corrupt people they there too much. It did this country too much. So you know even need to threaten himself to go court, because if you go court now, you get a ambition. We be say you want do this country, whether you want tip another money for this country. So make Kuku leave this, the one way be say he enter, make you leave him, make you do his own. My advice
for President Muhammadu Buhari. If he challenge and say make he go court, make he go.
Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, subscribe.
Facetv. Muswobi.